This podcast is part of Another Happy Studios,
the home of podcasts with passion.
Hello and welcome once again to Talking Pictures Podcast. I'm your host David and joined with me as always my co-host Brian. Brian, how are you today?
How the hell do we only have 3 Wednesday episodes left for this year? And how the hell have we lived a life where we now have 3 Rian Johnson, Benoit Blanc mysteries movies?
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Like when you look back on the year and you're like, how are we at the end of it now? Like, you know, when you're writing the date and you're like December, I'm like, It was July 2 weeks ago.
I thought a neat trick would be to go back to the earlier episodes released in the year, like the first one, or the first movie we did. I think that was that Nosferatu?
I think so, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That seems like a lifetime ago, but also last week. It's very strange. And to answer your second question, I really like that we're in a world where we do have 3 Benoit Blanc mysteries. I really, really like Benoit Blanc as a character, and I would be happy to continue having Benoit Blanc mysteries till the end of Rian Johnson and Daniel Craig's careers. I'm happy to have him enter into the world of like a Hercule Poirot, you know, for the rest of... He's a cinematic legend.
Yeah, but an original creation from Rian Johnson as well. Like, who knows how much he'll be worth in 30 years' time. But I'm happy to have a movie, a Knives Out mystery, which I think is very stupid to call it Knives Out movie. I think Americans must just be not capable to pronounce Benoit Blanc.
It's just, I think it's the brand recognition. Everyone knows Knives Out. But like realistically, alright, okay, I'll give you a good example. The Fantastic Beasts movies. They should not be called the Fantastic Beasts movies, That whole franchise should be called The Wizarding World, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. The Wizarding World, Crimes of Grindelwald. You know, Secrets of Dumbledore. It should be the first thing should be Wizarding World. Yeah. And that's your brand recognition.
I suppose Tron's another one.
Not so much. I wouldn't use Tron in that example. But Benoit Blanc, it should be a Benoit Blanc mystery, Wake Up Dead Man.
Yeah.
But because Knives Out came first and Netflix acquired it, they want to go, okay, the brand recognition is with Knives Out. So now it's a Knives Out mystery. And it's like, no, you should have just retroactively went back and said a Benoit Blanc mystery, Knives Out. And it's just, it was a poor bit of forethought. I don't know why Rian Johnson didn't fight to have it be a Benoit Blanc mystery and not a Knives Out mystery.
Probably he got $20 million, or was it $100 million?
I don't know what his pay packet was.
He got paid an awful fucking lot, and so did Daniel Craig as well. And hey, look, it is what it is. But then again, Netflix, I want these movies back in cinemas.
Yeah. Well, actually, do you know what, Brian?
What?
Right.
What?
Before we start talking about a Knives Out mystery, Wake Up Dead Man.
Yeah.
I want to welcome everyone to this episode of Talking Pictures Podcast.
Do you?
Yes. We've new episodes every single Wednesday.
Oh, Jesus.
As well as, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, one final bonus episode to come.
Correct the Mundo.
At the weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend. And boy, is it a doozy.
It'll be the following weekend if you want.
Yeah.
It depends on when the episode is finished and edited and ready for release.
Yeah, it's a good one. So make sure to keep your ears perked up for that. But we are going to be talking about a movie that comes out this Friday. When this episode releases. So we're actually a little bit early for it to release in it.
Oh, really? 2 weeks early.
What? No, this comes out next Wednesday, which will mean that the movie comes out next Friday.
Oh yeah, but we saw it a week before.
We saw it the week before again. Yeah. So yeah, we're ahead of the game, all right. But it's I feel a bit awkward doing this one because there probably won't be a whole lot of people that listen to this episode to begin with, because we're going to be talking full spoilers about Wake Up Dead Man, and obviously not as many people will have seen this one as some of the other episodes.
But a lot of our episodes are about newly released stuff, and how often do people get to watching those?
Yeah,
in time for our releases.
Yeah, well, it's just because normally, we would talk about something that had released on the previous Friday, but we very rarely ever talk about something that is upcoming to come out. So if you have seen the film, obviously that's brilliant. If you haven't seen the film, it's just a forewarning to say we're going to be talking about full spoilers for a movie that you can't, at this very moment, if you're listening to this on Wednesday and Thursday, the only 2 days that this will be possible, where you won't be able to just actually stop the podcast, go watch the movie and come back. That's all. It's just a strange one. But before we talk about Wake Up Dead Man, as we always do, Brian, you have to do a bit of work, and you've got a trailer of the week for us.
Damn, I thought you were gonna...
Absolutely not.
I thought it was gonna slip your mind, and then
Absolutely not.
in the end, I have to say, Brian, any final words before we let these people go? I wanted to just
Here's the trailer.
Yeah, here's the trailer of the week. Trailer released a year in advance.
Yes.
A full year in advance. The new Hunger Games trailer.
Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping. I did watch this one, and I am perfectly happy now not watching any further ones. It was one that, you're right, it's a year in advance of that it dropped, and we're like, what the hell? Like, why is this releasing so early? And it was nice.
All of a sudden, McKenna Grace is everywhere.
Yeah, she's having a good year.
Yeah.
And it was a trailer that I forgot how many people had been announced for it. And once I saw the trailer, I was like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the reason why we're excited for this.
Yeah, and and we were talking about this as they were releasing the lineup of the cast, and they've done that over a couple of weeks or months.
On their social media, on Instagram, they'll have a page of the book, and they'll zoom in on the character's name, and then burn the page away
And
this
reveal,
is on Instagram,
yeah.
and they reveal the actor playing them.
And we both said this movie is really climbing up my most anticipated list just by the cast alone.
The cast alone.
So we don't even know what the story is. We know it's obviously about Haymitch's games,
but that's one we've always wanted to see.
Yeah.
I think fans of the Hunger Games movies, let's say, but books alone, but I personally, speak for myself, have always been interested or curious to see the Hunger Games where Haymitch won.
You want to see the games of the characters you know.
Yeah.
Like, if they were to turn around and go, okay, here's the Hunger Game, the 23rd Hunger Games, you're like, who? Like, who's that?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you don't particularly care as much as, this is a character I know and I want to see. It's the same with Finnick. People want to see Finnick's games.
Actually, nah, I'm good with that.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying people.
Yeah.
Like, people want to see the characters they know. They want to see them again.
Yeah, that's true. I don't. Well, could Sam Claflin return? As
Possibly.
Finnick?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he could.
I don't know about that. I have not got a clue who the hell Joseph Zada is. He's playing the young Haymitch. And I thought it was actually Charlie Plummer, who was in the previous Francis Lawrence film, The Long Walk. I thought that guy was playing Haymitch, but I was so way off. I was very wrong.
Yeah.
And he's probably the one main actor in this movie who I don't know, yet everyone else we do know.
Yeah.
Shockingly big cast.
And I'm very much looking forward to it. And like I said, watching this trailer, I was like forgetting all the people that were announced for it. And so it's like, oh yeah, this is brilliant.
There is something though I will bring up. It's great to see Jesse Plemons play a young
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
And I thought kind of a missed opportunity to have
Cooper Hoffman
play him.
Yeah.
Especially when Cooper Hoffman literally played the lead role in Francis Lawrence's previous film. And another reason why I'm thinking that is because look at the age that Philip Seymour Hoffman was, and look at the age that Jeffrey Wright was. Okay, so they're both similar ages, right? So the two men should be similar ages in this movie. Jesse Plemons, he's getting up there. He's an older man.
He's a bit older, all right, yeah.
The actor playing the young Jeffrey Wright's character, he's young. He's shockingly young. He voiced fucking Scar in the Mufasa film. That young guy.
Yeah.
So I mean,
see,
you could have aged younger.
Yeah, for Philip, or not Philip. Yeah,
for Cooper Hoffman.
Yeah. See, the thing is, and I don't think that Cooper Hoffman wants to play the same roles that his dad did just because he's related to his dad. I that's my own personal thing. Like, I think that it was definitely a thought of the producers to offer that to him or see would he be interested.
Yeah.
And I think if it was me, I wouldn't want to do it. It's the same way that Jared Harris would have been a great choice to play Dumbledore in the Fantastic Beasts movie. Jesus, it's funny that I bring up those two things completely separate topics, but bringing it up twice in the same episode. But that Jared Harris would play a young Dumbledore instead of Jude Law.
Yeah.
But probably, I think some people don't want to play the characters that their parents played. Some people do want to do that.
Michael Gandolfini did for James Gandolfini.
Yeah, and if he wants to do that, then perfectly go ahead. You know, it's a pleasure to see. It's something you do want to see. Like, I know that with Doctor Who, John Pertwee's son is Sean Pertwee. Or the other way around, is it? No, John Pertwee. Yeah,
Sean Pertwee is the older.
No, Sean Pertwee is his son. And he looks exactly like John Pertwee.
Oh.
And people are always saying, like, oh, would you ever play the third Doctor? You know, would you ever play your dad's role? And he's like, no, I wouldn't. He doesn't want to do it. So it all always comes down to the actor themselves. But I think that Cooper Hoffman probably didn't want to play.
I can't remember the name's character.
No, me neither.
Hubert
Plutarch, I think.
Plutarch, yeah, it starts with a P and it continues with an L. Not sure, but looking forward to it on the top 10 list
Absolutely.
next November.
We'll be talking about our most anticipated in a couple of weeks, actually, for next year. It's coming out on New Year's Eve, so literally the last possible date to anticipate the 2026. God, I can't believe we're saying that. 2026 movies.
A year ago, I said I was looking forward to the movies coming out in 2026.
Yeah, you did say that. And it's funny, I don't know about you, it's always funny to look back on our episodes where we do our most anticipated and look back now at what we're kind of formulating for our own top 10 of the year.
Yeah.
And like so many of my top 10 aren't even any of my most anticipated.
Yeah. I look forward to doing the most anticipated stuff as opposed to the top 10.
Yeah, you are a look forward kind of
Yeah.
guy. I like to look back. So we do have our preferences with that. And then we have Avatar coming up there. That's the last thing I think that on either of our lists that either of us were anticipating. It's the last major release of this year.
Did I have that on my list though?
I had it.
I don't know if I did.
I don't think you did.
I can't remember. Because I already am looking forward to them.
Yeah.
It's like I'm definitely going to see them. They're the next big movie. But I look forward to some things. Why are we talking about this? We're talking about the Wake Up Dead Man.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in the most anticipated. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. But we're not here today to talk about the Hunger Games, Sunrise and Reaping. We're here today instead to talk about Wake Up Dead Man, which is the new entry into the Benoit Blanc murder mystery series.
I remember we were in Belfast. We were in that one spot. I don't know if we saw a movie or not, but we were in this one spot. We had a few drinks.
Was it when I think it was after we saw Dune Part 2.
Was it?
What did we see? We saw
It was Dune.
it was Dune Part 2.
Or was it Furiosa?
Could have been Furiosa.
Yeah.
And it was me, you, Richard, Roisin, Laura, Brian. I think so. I think that was everyone that was there.
That evening was when the title announcement came through. Wake Up Dead Man. Interesting. Didn't actually think it would play an actual effect in the movie. That it would have meaning into the movie. I thought the Wake Up Dead Man, the closest display of that title in this movie would just be a dead guy in a coffin.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't think a dead guy would actually wake up.
so as I said at the top of the show, we're just going to do full spoilers for this. So if you don't want to be spoiled about who the victim is, who the killer is, any of the aspects of this, we do recommend that you go and watch the movie first.
Who is listening to this podcast?
I know, I'm just saying.
Never mind episodes. Not thinking we're not going to talk about who done it in the Who Done It movie.
I agree with you in that both titles really for Knives Out and Glass Onion didn't really have anything to do with the plot or the story itself.
Oh no, they kind of did.
They were accessory parts.
The Knives Out, the monument display in the family home.
Yeah, but that didn't have anything to do with the actual mystery itself.
Oh yeah, but they circled back around by throwing in a line. You all like twisting a knife in one another. Everyone has their knives out.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, it is part of the plot, but it's not part of the plot. The same with a Glass Onion, where Benoit Blanc describes Edward Norton as a glass onion. It's like, oh, all these layers, but you peel them back and there's nothing there.
There is a glass onion.
But there is a
building.
glass onion. Yeah, but it doesn't actually play a part of the plot.
Okay,
That's what I'm saying. Compared to, and I'm trying to agree with you. You're arguing your own point.
I'm honestly just making the conversation interesting. I really don't care. I've no stakes in the game whatsoever for this.
But yes, you're right. That Wake Up Dead Man actually plays a part. Like, it's referencing an actual part of the plot where we have a character who seemingly comes back to life after death.
Okay, where are you with these movies?
So,
what is your overall thought? How do you feel about them in general leading up to this movie? How great could you describe them?
So, I really, really, really enjoy them, and what I really like about them is, even though it's a murder mystery and it's you're trying to solve it or anything like that, I'm perfectly happy to sit back and not try and figure it out myself, because I know there's no way that I'm going to anticipate what is going to be the outcome. There's no way that I'm going to be able to figure out who is the killer. I don't know what the twists and turns are going to be. So it's one of those movies it's one of these series that I'm perfectly fine in sitting there and watching the mystery unfold. And I can just give myself completely over to the film and not be in my own head about trying to work these things out. I think going into it, and this would be the case for a lot of people, I don't know anyone that would say that Glass Onion is better than Knives Out. And that, I think, can sometimes just come down to be which one came first. because I think an original film will always be in a lot of people's eyes be better than the sequel.
The Empire Strikes Back versus A New Hope.
Okay, that's a good point. That's a good argument to make. But what I will say, the reason why I like the second movie less than the first movie, even though I really like both of them, I think that the central thing that I don't find as compelling is that in the first movie, the crime has already happened and Benoit Blanc comes in after the fact and has to find it out.
Yeah.
Whereas in the second movie, the crime takes place while he's there.
Yeah. Well, even though a crime did take place prior to
yeah, but it's not the central crime.
No, it's not the death that initiates the whodunit aspect.
Exactly. So that's the very, very clear difference between the first and second film.
And I just want to shout out, I agree with you with that in The Glass Onion. For lack of better words, it's criticism. However, the fact that the whodunit element, the murder, took place while Benoit Blanc was there, I thought it heightens the situation of all of a sudden no one trusts anyone. All of a sudden everyone has their backs against the wall and are using anything they have as a weapon. And, you know, Edward Norton's trying to hide behind Benoit Blanc because he thinks someone's trying to kill him, and they like to go out, and all of a sudden the timeline of events it all of a sudden it
stretches and folds.
It was a calm before a storm. And if it was told linearly without the flashback, it would have been the third act. But all of a sudden the calm situation turns to it goes to fucking 90. It goes to third act level, and I thought the dial just went up high, and all of a sudden you're trying to keep up, and I like that part of The Glass Onion. But then it pauses itself and goes through the flashback, and that's good for the sake of storytelling. But that's a positive out of a subjective negative. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Also in the Glass Onion, I also saw, and that's another difference, is that really you couldn't anticipate what happened in Knives Out because you don't know all the facts the same as Blanc does.
We don't all have eagle eyes, David.
Exactly. But in Glass Onion, I actually did see Edward Norton switch his glasses, and I copped that myself, and I went, oh, okay, if something happens here now, it's him, because I saw it happen. Yeah. So it's, you know, maybe that's why I didn't like it, because I did like just the impossibility of it.
It's your fault, listener, if you are listening to us talk about Wake Up Dead Man, a third entry into a franchise.
Oh, yeah.
And you're giving out that...
Sorry, I spoiled Glass Onion.
Give away the whodunit in the
previous ones also. Yeah,
so.
Whoops. But with all that said about the first two movies, I was super glad that the third movie took on the same mystery element as the first one, where Benoit Blanc comes in after the fact.
Same format, yeah.
That's the word I was looking for, same format. And so, as your question was initially, how do I feel about these movies generally?
Yes.
I really like all three of them. I much prefer now 1 and 3 because of that element, that whole element. I think that it's a great series to have an expansive roster of characters.
Oh, they have to now at this point, sure. Kenneth Branagh tried to do it with his Hercule Poirot films.
But I will say that the thing that let me down this time was the roster of characters.
What do you mean?
I think that in this movie, we didn't spend enough time with the other characters. There weren't enough red herrings. There wasn't enough time spent with certain characters. So because we didn't really spend any time with them, I never suspected them of anything. They were just there to be there. And specifically, I'm talking about Andrew Scott's character and Cally Spaney's character.
They were there just to be there.
They were there just to be there, really, yeah.
So how would you differentiate those two compared to Kerry Washington or...
Kerry Washington I would also include in that.
Really?
Yeah. Like there was no time really where Benoit Blanc suspected any of them. They were just a part of the community.
But then again, can't you look at Knives Out and think, why do we need Toni Collette's character there? Alright, she's not even a blood sibling. She's a widow to the blood sibling. Why is she there? She's just a filler at this point. Why does...
But she had motive. That's the thing, is that in the other films, every other side character, they did have a motive where they could have possibly done this, whereas
But these guys here could have had a motive.
I didn't really see them having a motive.
Well,
That was the thing.
He was down. Arthur Scott was a down on his luck writer, and he could have used the fortune to boost himself up. Cady Spillane's character is seeking to improve her disability, so a lot of fortune would benefit her with that. Kerry Washington, her character feels stuck because she's been forced to raise a son who turns out not to be his at all. And
You're talking about finding the diamond,
yes,
but they didn't know about the diamond at all, did they?
but they knew a rumor of his fortune, and just because in the end result they did not know, or they may not have known, does not mean that at the time of watching, when the mystery was unfolding, we did not know.
Yeah, but there was never an instance where there was a red herring where we were suspicious of them to find it. Like, I understand what you're saying. I agree with that. Yes, they would have benefited.
And I'm just making this conversation.
I know.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they would have benefited all right from money, you know. But I don't think that. It didn't feel as though they beyond that point you've just made there.
Yeah.
I didn't feel as though they had anything to gain from him dying. Yes, they had that meeting where he was like cursing them all out, and you know, he was his wrath and all this kind of stuff.
He's deliberately now putting targets on them where he's
Yeah.
going to call.
But other than that, there was no reason for any of them to kill him. So I just felt as though they were there just to fill out the roster of characters, even to an extent, kind of Jeremy Renner. Even though he is a part to play in it, I felt as though he was a little bit less developed.
What about then Madeline Sline in Glass Onion?
Who's that now?
Dave Bautista's woman.
Oh, Madeline Klein. Sorry,
Sorry,
yeah.
did I say Sline?
You said Sline, yeah.
I don't know who she is. And I think between Kate Hudson and Catherine...
But Madeline Klein was there to give reason for Dave Bautista to go after Edward Norton, because Edward Norton was cheating. They were cheating together.
Okay.
And so when it's Edward Norton's drink that is the one that's spiked, or they think that it's poisoned, that would give motive for Dave Bautista to be the one.
So Ryan Johnson put a little bit more focus in creating the whodunit mystery to the point where the kill is unsolvable. So we put a little bit too much...
This time round.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
We put a little bit too much time focusing on the writing of the plot.
The act itself.
As opposed to the characters.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's a good, well, it's not a good criticism. It's a criticism I have where I think it's a good criticism because I want to see more of the characters. I want to see more of them. I want to see more interactions. I want to feel as though anything was possible in it with those characters. And I just didn't feel as though this time around all of the characters had a significant role to play where, yes, there could have been anyone. But then as well, okay, as you said it there, the impossible mystery. There's no way anyone could have predicted how the thing was to unfold.
How the kill happened.
How the kill happened or anything like that. I'll be honest with you, I had thought about it when the supposed Josh Brolin return and he arrived at Jeremy Renner's house.
Yeah.
I did think to myself, oh, okay, so he obviously slipped him with something that made him appear dead.
Yeah.
And it was Josh Brolin. What is it? Monsignor. Is that
Monsignor Wicks?
Yeah, it was his plan to do this kind of Easter thing where he rose from the dead and he would be this thing, and that was his plan all along.
And that would have actually been quite interesting.
That's what
to differentiate this entry from the previous two. It turns out the murder was fake.
Exactly. That's where I thought it was going. So then when they went downstairs and there was Jeremy Renner's body completely decimated in acid and Josh Brolin's body there, I was like, all right, no, don't have it at all. Don't know what the fuck's going on. Just give it to me, Ryan Johnson. Because there's no way you could have predicted this at all. In any aspect.
Absolutely not. In hindsight, you could, but no. There's no guessing this. Like, when I come to murder mysteries these days, I do. When watching a scene and all the characters are in one room and everyone's having their spotlight of dialogue, and then I'm thinking to myself, I think you're the killer because of this reason. And then I'll cut to the next person who talks and I'll think, yeah, but I won't be surprised if it's you. And then I'll cut to the third person and all of a sudden I'm thinking, you're a named actor who I think would be the killer in this movie.
You need to have everyone have equal motive, and anyone could do it.
But there's no stakes in my predictions with that, because by the time we're watching the movie and we're seeing what these characters are doing, and we're getting red herrings, and we're getting eliminations of who definitely did not do it, and then by the end of the movie, when we are given the reveal, I'm thinking, yeah, well, I told myself the reason why I think you could have done it, but I'm not shocked, and I think overall that's where we differ. Because with these Benoit Blanc movies, I don't think too much at all about the characters. I don't think too much about the characters.
You're more about the mystery itself.
I am all about the plot.
Okay.
For the Rian Johnson movies, I am all about the plot. I am all about the setup, the kill, the introduction of Daniel Craig's character and him just going 90 with his Southern American accent. And I'll just watch for the view.
Yeah.
And I don't think I find myself looking at these movies with rewatchability.
Now, I agree with you. I look for those things too. The characters though are a major element for me. But I do agree with you're saying there is that you got to leave some time between viewings. You couldn't watch this regularly because they don't serve themselves well rewatchability, knowing where it's going. Because if you watch it, because there's something about rewatching a movie, and especially a murder mystery, and just forgetting elements of it. Yeah. And then if something comes along and you're like, oh, I don't remember this. What is this? And then it unfolding in front of you, and you go, okay. And that you feel as though you've come along with it.
So maybe once more after initially watching it, that's about it.
Depends on how long you leave it, really. Well, I watched Knives Out when it came out, and then I watched it again earlier this year, and there were elements that I forgot about, and the same with Glass Onion.
I watched Glass Onion out of curiosity, and I think maybe I could say it was the most fun. Definitely,
I would say Glass Onion is the most fun of the three.
Yeah, maybe it is the most fun, because I just found myself in the mood to watch it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm all in for Wake Up Dead Man for the plot, and to see how hard Rian Johnson puts into the script when it comes to the plot itself, the mystery itself. And I think the characters, like the other two entries, they're just kind of lacking in the sense that they're surface level. They're straightforward. They're very generalized. They're generic. The only standout really thing about him is, well, let's say that Josh Brolin in this movie, he's a fucking prick, and he stands out as said prick. In the last movie, Edward Norton's, what I get, by the way, is just playing Elon Musk, a fake one, and that's about it. You can select a few here and there, and maybe you're interested in a character just because you like the actor, Dave Bautista, being an example. But it's the plot for me at the end of the day for these movies, and I like the plot for this one. I like that this one was more of a similar vibe to Knives Out, where the environment we were in kind of felt like old country.
Yeah, it definitely did. I think that
like this movie could very well have taken place in the 1980s.
Yeah.
I feel that vibe.
Yeah, there's very little like technology or anything like that involved,
and it's very secluded.
Yeah, I think that it takes really good elements from both of the original, or both the Knives Out and Glass Onion, where you're right, the setting and the tone and that kind of stuff for this one, whereas in the second one it does kind of it doesn't fall back on itself, but the way that it explains the narrative, where we're hearing it from, we start and we hear it all from Josh O'Connor, and he's explaining it
for Wake Up Dead Man,
and he's narrating it, and he's giving us the backstory on all these people, and as we go through, we meet Benoit Blanc, and then he's still narrating it, and then at one point then Benoit Blanc is like, I want you to go home, I want you to write every single thing, even if you don't think it's a detail that matters, I want you to write it down for me. And then we catch up to it, and so all this narrative that we've been hearing is also Benoit Blanc catching up to the story as well, and he, as we learned it, he also was learning it, and so even though we got Benoit Blanc early in the story and him not knowing what was going on, by this time he's caught up on it. And I think that was similar to how you said in Glass Onion, it falls back on itself and we get the flashback in the second act to it. So it was an interesting way of delivering information.
It's different. It feels a bit different. Like Rian Johnson's not copying and pasting. Each movie is different to the next, and he really does outdo himself, and it will get to the point where he does do a murder mystery where the supposed whodunit murder is a fake out.
Like you said, I thought that this was the case here.
This would have been the time to do it, and I think if you do a murder fake out, it would kind of feel like a waste. because
We're here for the murder.
we're here for the murder. It has to be a murder. And there's so many spins and turns you could throw into any given movie. And I think this one does have maybe the most, I think, because especially there's more than one culprit involved.
Yes. And then as well as that, I think that you're right that I don't think that he will do a fake out murder. The closest we're going to get to that is this, because it's also one where Benoit Blanc, quote unquote, doesn't solve the mystery. The world thinks that he didn't solve what had happened because he spares someone else
Yeah.
by not revealing who it is to the people that are in the room.
Yeah. Here's another thing with the Knives Out films, or the Benoit Blanc films. Like, you see, even I'm caught with it because Knives Out is just very catchy. When it gets to the crux of the third act and all of a sudden it's the big exposition dump, I feel like I'm too stupid to focus in on what the dialogue is or what even the action is. So I can't really remember too much of the Knives Out one, but I'm sure there was a big exposition dump to the point where maybe I was lost in a few pieces, but as soon as they bring Chris Evans in the room, I'm like, duh, he's the guy who did it. But in Glass Onion, Benoit Blanc tells Yoann, Janelle Monáe,
Yeah.
he tells her indirectly to smash all the glass in the room. And all this action is happening, and you see the other friends get involved because why not? And I'm thinking, where's the mystery part? What are we doing here? I'm lost on what's happening. And she just burns everything down. Where's Benoit Blanc, by the way? Why are we focused back on this character? And it's just too much. It's too much commitment in this one particular action that it takes me away from my engagement with the whodunit part. And particularly in that movie, as I said, the whodunit striked up to 90 when all of a sudden we know someone in that room killed Dave Bautista and everyone can't trust anyone. All of a sudden it's like John Carpenter's The Thing, and everyone is running in the hallways in the dark and they're missing someone by inches away.
Yeah.
You know, and someone runs across the room and you don't know who it is, and that other person thinks, oh, who's that standing in the corner? You know, things like that. But with this movie here, Wake Up Dead Man, Daniel Craig, you know, he plays the organ. The organ, that was it. And then he's about to go into a big spiel. He actually does do a big spiel, and then he cuts himself off, and the light shines on his face, and I'm like, can you just tell us who did it already? There's too much action, or in this case, there's too much.
It's building the suspense.
It's too
no. And that's what it is, though. It's building the suspense, and you.
No. I don't feel like it's suspense. I'm just looking at my watch. I'm playing the waiting game now. I'm just waiting for the actor to step into the room and do their bit of blocking on the day, and then when you land the frame on revealing who it is, it's Glenn Close. So it's just a little bit too complex, or it's too advanced for a whodunit, I think.
I don't know, man. I don't understand this criticism you have. It's the same
feeling. Man.
It's the same. Our friend Evan, we saw this with Evan, and Evan, as we were leaving,
Paul.
Yeah, Paul. As we were leaving, he made a comment about like, yeah, it just like got too explainy at the end, and I was just like, come on, explain it. Like, tell me who it was. And I went, what do you mean? Like that criticism is you're explaining too much. Just hurry up and explain. So I really don't understand that criticism where you just want the answer, but you're not happy with the way that it's being delivered, because he does say it earlier on, like, this is how I do it, this is how I figure out things, and then this grand moment where I reveal the killer, and that's what it was leading to, and then yes, it does stop, but because he doesn't want to reveal it to all the people that are in the room.
That's why I gotta commemorate it's good storytelling. Rian Johnson's an excellent script writer. He's a great storyteller. I just don't like that part.
Okay,
I just don't dig it. Like, this is I'll probably get shitting on that part too much here, but it was very.
I'd have the same criticism if then he didn't literally explain it all, and we got the answer. Like, I don't think that there was any answer. Yeah, you might not be satisfied with the answer, but there was no. I'm not left with any questions as to wait, hold on, how is this, that, and the other.
I think I just like a good traditional build up where everyone's in the room and all of a sudden.
Yeah, but that would get boring if you did that 3 times in a row. You got to have a little bit of variety. Otherwise, people would say it's exactly the same. It's the same formula. You got to have a little bit of difference. Otherwise, they will become stale.
I'm just trying to think what whodunit films I like and just do it right. Like, I really am. I'm trying to think who does it right. And
the only ones I'm aware of are the Hercule Poirot ones. They're the only other ones that I've seen that I could think off the top of my head. That
Yeah.
being Murder on the Orient Express, Death on the Nile, and Haunting in Venice. But like the whodunit genre is not one that I would say I'm very, very familiar with.
Well, another one that kind of does stand out for me is The Hateful Eight.
Yeah, I suppose,
And
yeah.
what stands out for me is the characters themselves, and they're so unique.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're so onto themselves. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm looking up murder mystery whodunit films right now, and I really am trying to, there actually is fuck all.
Yeah, it's like a genre that everybody knows, and you could say the tropes of it all.
But they're very lacking. They're very slim in numbers.
The closest I'd say the closest that most people would actually experience whodunits is like the board game Clue or Cluedo, whatever it's called in your country.
Clue, the movie.
Yeah,
Which,
I've not seen that one, but
The movie.
yeah.
Which, yeah.
And that's like the closest that most people will probably come to that kind of murder mystery thing.
I suppose maybe The Usual Suspects would be the standout classic one,
Possibly, yeah.
that's not a real whodunit.
That's not a whodunit, no. That's
no.
yeah.
I
I want to say you kind of mentioned it there a little bit just in passing, but the entrance of Benoit Blanc into this story,
Yes.
I thought it was a great entrance, and I don't know if you know. Well, obviously you noticed this, but the whole lighting in that scene was fantastic, and it came back into play in his final reveal as well. The way that he comes in and Josh O'Connor and the church is so warm and bright and cozy, and it's this warm whiteness, and then
An angel has been called.
and then Benoit Blanc talks about it, and he talks about his opinion of the church, and it gets colder and darker and like more grey.
I didn't cop that.
Did you not? So in his introduction, it starts to get grayer, and then Josh O'Connor talks again, and it slowly starts to get warmer again. It just has this whole different feel.
I copped it between Josh O'Connor and Josh Brolin.
I didn't cop it between the two
when
of
he
them.
thumps him and he's getting all excited and riled up out in the garden.
I didn't notice it there. It was more so in the actual church itself.
Maybe that was a problem with the cinema screen itself.
We did see it in a fucking awful screen. I won't name it, but like it was pretty fucking awful.
Yeah.
Because not only was the projector broken where it would just like randomly just go black, but also wasn't formatted for the screen.
No.
Our cinema, like the tops of people's heads were just on the wall, and it was awful.
I'd nearly call out the cinema that we saw.
IMC Dundalk, get your shit together. Like, what are you doing? But in the scene where he's introduced,
Don't cut
it was
that out.
no, I'm not going to cut it out. Fuck them. The way that the color tone changed in the lights, where it went from warm and grey, and that is something that definitely happens in a church depending on when you go there and also like how you view the church.
Yeah.
But then later on, it's great in his final reveal because they go in and it's like it's that cold vibe of it where someone has died,
And the sunlight does shine on Benoit Blanc.
and that's when he has this change of heart, and he's like,
He doesn't reveal who the person is.
and I was like, that is so clever that he, even though he doesn't believe in what the church is,
Yeah.
he understands, not even like understands why it was done,
Yeah.
but he understands maybe it's best not to do this, and because he sees that it's Glenn Close, like he said, and he sees, oh, she's going to die, she's not going to survive, she's already drank this, what's the point?
Yeah.
Let her go out with the little bit of dignity she has left, So I just thought the whole lighting aspect of it was very, very clever, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. But I'm looking forward to going back to it again to look at those elements.
All the clues, to all the spotlights.
Yeah,
I-
I'm looking at it for
yeah.
different things as opposed to clues within the story,
Yeah.
because I don't think that there were clues that I missed out on. Because even the clues, like let's say the one where they were looking at the photo,
Yeah.
and that there was the second one in the background,
Yeah.
that's not something that you were looking for at all, really.
No.
That's just something that's a Benoit Blanc thing to find out. That's that's why.
That's not for you, the audience, to find out.
No, that's Benoit Blanc, Sherlock Holmes, and Hercule Poirot to notice.
Yeah.
The things that you're not going to notice at all. Like the thing that Josh O'Connor did notice, the bag and the thing.
Yeah.
That's what's there for the audience to notice.
Or even the callbacks where Josh Connor sees Josh Brolin step out of the confession booth.
The tabernacle, yeah. Or not the tabernacle, the confession booth, you're
Jesus,
right.
where are you getting with these words?
Sorry, the tabernacle is the thing at the back of the church where they keep the holy, not the holy water, but the body and the blood of Jesus Christ, was it? Communion, that's the word. How do I remember tabernacle like that, but I can't think of the word communion. But yeah, when he walks out of the confession booth, and yeah, initially it's a bit of a funny joke where he's like, whew, like, and you're like, oh, what did she say in there? Like,
Yeah.
what this little old church lady, what would she possibly have to say? And then later on we find out it's her revealing where the diamond was the whole time.
I think this is the best mystery.
I think it's the second best mystery. I think it's the second best movie and the second best mystery. I think that because it's also like an impossible mystery. Like I said earlier, there's no way you could figure this out.
I'm looking at this in terms of writing it. Could you imagine it? First of all, the murder itself. How is it possible? How is it possible to think about how can you kill this man in a room when no one else was there?
He does have the benefit. Rian Johnson does have the benefit of calling out what the mystery is because of the book that it's based on. So he can kind of do
What
that.
book?
They bring up the book. What was it? The Invisible Man, and it was on the reading list, and it was the Invisible Man mystery of like how do you kill someone when they're in the room by themselves? The locked door mystery, isn't that what it is?
Yeah.
So Rian Johnson does have that to begin with.
But surely it's not a copy and paste. Like he has to come up with how the murder, the kill.
Oh yeah, it's like
take
it's
place.
we're sitting here like critiquing it and all, but like at the end of the day, like it's very complex, and I don't know if either of us could come up with anything half as good as a mystery like this. So it does take a feat of strength to write this and keep it all straight in your head and make sure that every link makes sense and works out, and there's no loose threads that don't go anywhere.
But in the end, it was Hawkeye who killed Thanos.
At the end of the day, it was Hawkeye that killed Thanos, with the leader of the Nova Corps making a major contribution.
Even I didn't cop that.
No.
I didn't cop that. That's a good one. Who else has been casted in the MCU now in this movie?
Daniel Craig's not there.
Not
Josh O'Connor.
He'll be the future Cyclops.
Oh yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Kerry Washington.
Why do we keep getting sidetracked with just the fucking MCU? Jesus Christ, what's wrong with us?
Callie Spaney.
We're not very
Callie
sensitive.
Spaney, do you know what? She felt so not herself in this that it was only in the credits when I was watching it. I was like, oh, hold on a minute, that was Callie Spaney. Like, I just didn't...
I think that's a good skill of her as an actor.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to be like the third lead in this movie.
So did I.
Because she was casted alongside Josh O'Connor. The announcement. I thought she was third lead, but she's like in the latter end of the credits.
We had Thomas Hayden Church, Sandman.
What a great delight to see.
What a great delight to see, and I'm going to give a criticism.
Not enough.
Not enough of him. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, and it's not that his character wasn't fleshed out like the way Andrew Scott and Callie Spaney's characters were. I just wanted more of Thomas Hayden Church. I just really liked him.
Because we like him. We like Thomas Hayden Church. And probably the most genuine, kind-hearted man
in the movie.
In the
yeah,
movie.
100%. Yeah.
Of all the suspects, the most kind-hearted man. And, you know, it would be a typical, it was the gardener who did it. You know? Sometimes it's the chef or it's the butler, but in this case, it's the gardener.
Some great shots as well of just him in the background.
Yeah.
Just like moving through the forest. And, well, I suppose it's him it's someone in his clothes. We don't know fully if it's him because...
But it's good to see...
the world move beyond the frame?
No.
No.
No, not that, but yes too. But obviously that person was... Because Daniel Craig and Josh O'Connor are conversating back and forth, and all of a sudden in the far distance this mysterious cloaked figure with a lampshade,
A lantern, yeah.
a lantern, specifically that, and just creeping through in the distance, going across them, and I think maybe for one point he stops to look.
He does, yeah.
There's definitely a horror element to that right there, and yeah, you would think that would be Thomas Hayden Church, but we know ourselves that it very well could not be, and it's nice to see a killer in one of these movies.
And you know what? That's very clever as well, because we know after the fact that couldn't have been Thomas Hayden Church, but having the character who it was, Jeremy Renner, walking around in that outfit, would have people believe that it was Thomas Hayden Church. Oh, that's the gardener. That's him walking around there.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh yeah, no, I definitely saw him. Whereas, did you actually see him?
Yeah.
That's very clever. But sorry, I did interrupt you there.
The killer in this movie has a costume. And it's in my opinion, because we have the killer move around wearing the cloak, the rain jacket, and the hood, and holding the lantern. It's like the killer in Hot Fuzz. It's the dark cloaked figure with the sight. It's
Ghostface, yeah.
Yeah, Ghostface is another one, and I think that's interesting. Like in another McGiven movie, it would be someone in a fedora hat and a trench coat running away, and that could have been someone in the flipping Knives Out film, because they're on the hunt of they spotted the killer in the distance. But I like seeing there that on screen we are watching the person who is committing foul play, the person who committed the deed. So it's interesting to see. I do like the gothic horror vibes from this movie. Almost like we're getting cold right here, and I kind of want to fold my arms and don't want anyone to reach out and grab me, because there is a bit of a horror element to this.
Yeah, especially with the revival scene. like with the lightning, thunder and lightning,
Yeah,
and
the rain
in the church.
And Josh O'Connor, like he's all about to give up, and he's on his own, and then the fucking tomb comes down, and supposedly Josh Brolin
steps outside
is
and
risen up from the dead, and he's going towards the cloaked figure who we all think is Tom and Hayden Church, and all of a sudden the cloaked figure who we all think is the scary figure is now a victim to the dead man who woke up, and then Josh O'Connor runs into the bushes to help, and he gets knocked out. And we're all going, what the fuck is going on here? There's so many moving elements and so much action taking place on screen that we are witnessing for the first time, and off screen we are informed retrospectively. There's a lot of speech happening in this movie. It's just a lot, I think.
yeah, I mean we're in the same way that Knives Out, we're in the footsteps of Ana de Armas, and we're experiencing the story with her. This time around we're doing it with Josh O'Connor, so when he's knocked out and he wakes up, he doesn't know what's happened, neither do we don't have the answer. We don't see any kind of footage of Josh O'Connor knocked out on the ground, and we see it from the other character's perspective, so we kind of have to experience everything from Josh O'Connor's perspective.
Sure, the second one as well with Journey
Janelle
Monáe. So she was pretty much the main character of that movie. So
I wouldn't say so. I would say that Daniel Craig or Benoit Blanc is the main character of the second one. I would say the first movie is like Pirates of the Caribbean, where Benoit Blanc is the Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
And then how Dead Man's Chest is, Jack Sparrow is the main character.
Yeah.
And that's the same with this one. But then in the third one now, it's like, oh no, let's move back to having Benoit Blanc be the side character. Let's have him back to be how Jack Sparrow was in the first one, and have another character be the main one. Janelle Monáe absolutely is the secondary character in the second one.
The go-to victim.
Exactly, yeah. That I suppose audience surrogate nearly. Yeah. That kind of companion to the investigator.
I see where you're coming from. Yeah, I can agree. But if we watch Glass Onion linearly,
it'd be different.
Chronological order.
Yes.
She's the main character.
Yeah. I agree, but that's not how the story's told. It's different. You're right, but you're wrong.
Well, let's meet in the middle.
Yeah.
And so Jeremy Renner was mentioned as Jeremy Renner in Glass Onion because he had the spice sauce or something like that. And now all of a sudden Jeremy Renner is a character in this movie.
I'll be honest with you, did not think about it once.
No?
I didn't like. It's not something I ever thought about. I the only time I think about it is when people say something like that.
Okay.
Where they go, oh, this person was named as a person in the other movie, and now here they are, and I'm like, oh, okay, it doesn't really bother me. Does it bother you? Like, you're bringing it up?
No, it doesn't bother me. It's just, I don't know. I just bring it up. That's all.
Okay, that's all right.
What did you make of any of the characters? Significantly stand out in any way?
Not really. No.
What do you make of Josh Brolin in this role?
Like, that's Josh Brolin. He's the first time where we've had a character who you're kind of happy is dead.
Oh, fucking asshole altogether.
Absolute asshole.
Prick.
And, like, no redeeming qualities whatsoever.
No.
He's the first victim that deserved it.
Yeah.
And you're happy that it's gone.
That deserves it, yeah. Even when he apparently comes back from the dead, that.
And then you find him dead again, and you're like, okay, good, you died twice in this.
Josh O'Connor is all of a sudden now becoming a new uprising.
What else has he been in other than Challengers? Is this his second role, or like his second big role?
No. So
he's in The Crown.
He started off in The Crown. I think he got 2 seasons of that. Challengers is a big one. He was in a movie with Paul Mescal recently, an indie film that no one knows about.
What's it called?
I don't know. I can't remember.
There you go.
He's definitely in a few other things, but his next big thing coming up is the Steven Spielberg film for 2026.
UFO. Yeah.
Or The Dish.
Yeah. So it's but this is the first time now I've seen Josh O'Connor after Challengers.
Yeah.
So and I think I didn't see The Crown, so this would be only my second.
And what do you make of him?
I really like him. There was no, like, it's funny, isn't it, when you can only ever refer back to one other thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't thinking, oh, that's Josh O'Connor from Challengers or anything like that.
Yeah,
I was perfectly, he just was the character that he was.
Oh, he's getting up there. Like, he could very well turn into the next new addition in the Glenn Powell category.
Yeah, up and coming actors, like actors that we
like Austin Butler as well.
Yeah, actors that we're happy to see starting to do well and make a name for themselves in Hollywood.
Meg from Family Guy all of a sudden is in this movie, and she plays a cop.
Mila Kunis, genuinely forgot she was in it at all.
Yeah,
genuinely. Even in our discussions there was at no point where I thought Mila Kunis was in this. She was the only one who I did think, oh, there's Mila Kunis. The entire time. Yeah, everyone else perfectly blended into their role, but it was for some reason I was just like, oh, Mila Kunis. Not to say that she was bad in the role or anything like that, she was perfectly fine, but I did think of it as, oh, there's Mila Kunis.
She's just what's his name? Is in the fucking Knives Out from Atlanta.
Lakeith Stanfield.
He's in Knives Out.
Yeah. And you know what? Actually, there was an actor in this movie that I'm disappointed was in it because he was in it in such a limited capacity that I feel like he can't be in another one.
Are you talking about yeah? Well, it's not the first time they did this to an actor either in this movie, because in Glass Onion they all of a sudden had Ethan Hawke step out of the movie. So now we can't have Ethan Hawke in a Benoit Blanc mystery. And I think he could serve as a great on-screen
100%. And the same with with Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah, Jeffrey Wright.
And
he was a genuine surprise that was kind of ruined for me because I had to run out to the staff off the cinema.
Yeah, so you got even less of him.
Yeah, less of him. But yeah, that was nice. It was nice. And I think going forward, if the next Benoit Blanc movie he does, he should cast a significantly notable actor and have them play a character that is in very limited screen time and is no way a part of the murder mystery. I think
you like that.
I think it's just it's another actor we get to have on screen.
Yeah, fair enough. I suppose we also had Hugh Grant in a very, very limited role.
I've really wanted to see him come back.
Yeah,
I know in this particular case in this movie, there's no reason for him, especially when Benoit Blanc is stepping into this movie in the church and stepping out of this movie in the church.
Yeah, it starts and ends here. Yeah,
Benoit Blanc has absolute no life beyond this movie.
I don't think we even see him by himself. We don't see him unless he's with another character.
Yeah, you're right. He's always with someone. He's always sharing the screen. And you're right. It is definitely similar to the Knives Out format. But
I think I just prefer that format myself.
But the Knives Out is it was the first format we were introduced, so we didn't know any better.
True.
But in Glass Onion we got more of him, and he lives with Hugh Grant, and he's his partner apparently.
Yeah, great to see.
I want to see Hugh Grant on screen with Daniel Craig, because they don't actually share the screen together.
That's true. Yeah, he just he answers the door for him or something like that, isn't it? You know, if we were to get more Knives Out movies, Benoit Blanc mysteries, if they were to mix it up and every other movie, like say Benoit Blanc is the main character of the next movie, and they do it more in the style of Glass Onion, and then the following one after that is more in the style of this, I'd be happy with that.
I just think it'd be nice for a Benoit Blanc murder mystery could venture into a setting and environment where he's like taking a vacation and he's on holiday. He's not. I know he's on holiday in Glass Onion, but he's there specifically for a case. But this time he's taking time off. He's going on a holiday with his partner, and they're just going to enjoy themselves. And they I don't know, go to this remote resort or something like that.
And Hugh Grant is genuinely like, please don't. None of the detective stuff. Can we just be on holiday?
Write whatever the hell you want. Hugh Grant's going to be on screen with Daniel Craig.
Yeah,
that's going to be comedy gold. That's what I view as a comedy.
Yeah,
I would view that as a comedy. And you could throw whatever murder mystery you want, throw whatever it could be the weakest collection of actors you could gather together.
Yeah,
and I'd be happy enough that it's more screen time with Benoit Blanc and Hugh Grant, whatever his name was. And I think he could play just a good part. And Daniel Craig can play the main character in that.
Here's how much I like Benoit Blanc.
How much?
And here's how much I trust Rian Johnson. Okay.
What?
I would be perfectly happy to have a Benoit Blanc mystery where Benoit Blanc is the only human character and every other character is a Muppet. I would be perfectly happy. In the same style as the Muppets Christmas Carol, where it's only Michael Caine. Give me that, but with Benoit Blanc. Like, you don't have to take it seriously. Have Benoit Blanc be the only person that's taking things seriously and everyone else is a Muppet. And I think that would work just as well as any of these Knives Out movies.
You know what? You're right. And Benoit Blanc would be taking the case just as seriously as he has in any other movie.
There's two ways you can play against the Muppets, okay? for the human characters.
Yeah.
You can either, like Michael Caine in A Muppet's Christmas Carol, take it absolutely seriously and treat this as one of the highest forms of fiction that ever could possibly be, and everyone around you is a Muppet. Or you can be Tim Curry in Muppets Treasure Island, where you, as the human character, completely act like a Muppet. And you are also a Muppet, and you're indistinguishable from the other Muppets. And either works, as long as you commit to one or the other.
But I would want him to take himself seriously. But
Exactly, yeah.
But I do want there to be the element where they're fucking Muppets.
Yeah.
And the humor is displayed through the fact that I am the only person here on a Muppet. I thought you were about to say like on a planet of aliens or something like
No,
that.
no, Muppets.
Muppets,
please.
Yeah, I agree. That would be great. I would really like that. Maybe as a Netflix special or something like that. But
Oh, 100%. A 40-minute Disney Plus special, yeah.
Disney
Well, actually, I suppose, because, yeah, he's on Netflix and the Muppets are on Disney.
Yeah.
We're never going to get it. But
no, but
we can hope.
Yeah,
We
one,
can dream.
one can hope. That's a great pitch right there. But yeah, more Hugh Grant, please. Who else was in it? Andrew Scott. We got and Darryl McCormick, two Irish boys.
Yeah, Darryl McCormick was a very much present part of the plot. I wouldn't really have much to say on him. Andrew Scott is the opposite, where he wasn't very much part of the plot, and I wouldn't have much to say on him.
He had the best joke in the film.
What was his joke?
The Netflix joke.
Oh, I remember there being a Netflix joke, but what was it?
He said,
I don't want to be some ancillary character on a Netflix special or something like that, was it?
like talking about when this case gets publicised and all the podcasts are talking about it, and then the actors will be playing the worst versions of ourselves on Netflix. I think that's a good fuck you to Netflix for not giving them a wide theatrical release.
Yeah, it's such a shame. I mean, we've seen two films this year that were Netflix releases. We've seen them in the big screen. We've seen Frankenstein, and we've seen Wake Up Dead Man.
Yeah, Dead Man Wake Up.
Dead Man Wake Up, and
Up Man Dead Wake.
both times, I'm really glad I got to see them in the cinema. It's such a shame that even if they just did a wide cinema release for a week,
Yeah.
like we went to two cinemas
That are not our own.
that we don't go to,
Yeah.
and one of them perfectly fine, the other one piece of shit. So it's a real roll of the dice. So I think wider releases for a week, 2 weeks. That's all we're asking Netflix, because people will go to support the films. People want to see these films.
Do you think Netflix will get Warner Brothers?
I don't know. It's not something I've been following. The only thing I've followed of it is I saw recently that they assured that if they do acquire Warner Brothers, that they will still do theatrical releases for Warner Brothers films.
Bullshit.
Yeah, where do you draw the line on that? When Netflix, if Netflix takes over Warner Brothers, what's a Warner Brothers film and what's a Netflix film? It's all the same. Like, you know,
Absolute pure fucking bullshit.
yeah. And if we're destroying cinemas, I'm not for it. I like the cinema.
Just trying to think if there's anything else on my mind in relation to this. Do you have anything else to say in relation to this? Like, I'm wrapping up. Like I look forward to a Benon Blanc film, and I look forward to how the environment is different to the next.
Absolutely.
And the collection of characters that is different to the next. I especially love that in the first one, it's a collection. In the first one, it's a family. In the second one, it's a group of friends. In the third one, it's a collection of
A community, yeah.
Yeah, community.
Yeah.
So they're all different from the next, and I like that. And it's interesting. I'd like to see where he could go next. Like every movie's so different from the next.
Yeah.
Plus, his hairstyle. He's got longer hair. He's got
He
a
does.
different hairdo this time around.
Yeah. I think I want to echo what you said there, that I'm happy to get one every couple of years, no matter what the setting is or what the mystery is.
Yeah.
I just really like the world that Rian Johnson has created, the character that both he and Daniel Craig have created together.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking forward to it anytime.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said at the start of the show, just do this every couple of years and I'll be there every single time.
I can't get my head out of the Muppets pitch. All of a sudden I'm thinking that Kermit the Frog is the victim who was murdered.
I think it has to be Kermit.
It does
doesn't
have to be Kermit.
Yeah.
And I think it's a damn fine, shameful waste if Miss Piggy is not the murderer.
I did think that. I would think that Miss Piggy would be the one to do it.
Yeah.
I think she'd be the prime suspect, but I could see it also not being and I could see an interrogation scene with Beaker.
Oh, the me.
Yeah, just like his nervousness to Benoit Blanc's questioning. would be
But
very
Benoit
funny.
Blanc is a very quirky character. Scooby-Doo-Doo.
Yeah.
There's nothing to... He doesn't even carry a gun.
No, he's a bit quirky, but yeah, totally serious, and I think that would work with the Muppets very well.
I don't know if Benoit Blanc can handle himself in hand-to-hand combat or...
No,
like,
because he's never really been in that kind of
No.
situation. No, definitely not. But we're here for it. If he does get to that, it'll be another aspect that we'd like to see. Before we let these people go, Brian, would you like to recommend anything to the people?
Avatar 2 in anticipation of Avatar 3.
Good. I'm looking forward to rewatching those over the next 2 weeks. I'm really looking forward to 3.
So am I.
That's the thing. You recommended Avatar 2. I'll tell you what I recommend.
What?
I recommend Talking Pictures episode 1, which was on Avatar: The Way of Water. Go back and listen to how awful we were at that. It was like 20 minutes, and it was like we talk about nothing because it was our first time podcasting.
I feel like we covered everything in it.
It would be one that would be interesting to go back if we redid an episode now. How long would the episode be? In comparison,
I am never going to listen to that episode ever again.
Well,
I never listened to any episode.
Don't be telling this. People want to maybe go back and listen.
Do they? No,
Maybe.
it's up to them if they want. But like, I think when I got a microphone, that's when I'll start. My
So
listening
year 2.
watching. Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, I'm going to recommend that. Go back and listen to Talk Pictures. Go back and watch Brian's recommendation first, Avatar: The Way of Water, and then go listen to our episode on The Way of Water because it's a funny time to look back on when we didn't know what we were doing.
No, we do now.
But we hopefully do now, yeah. Brian, thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Talking Pictures Podcast. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure that you're subscribed to us on your favourite podcasting app of choice. We have new episodes every single Wednesday, as well as one more bonus episode before the year is out, and then we've got something new cooking up, so make sure to stay tuned to hear what's going on with that. Like I said, new episodes every single Wednesday. You can find us on all of the major podcasting apps as well as on YouTube at Another Happy Studios. This podcast is brought to you by Another Happy Studios, so make sure to check out the other podcasts in our network. You can find those on YouTube. You can find them on anotherhappystudios.com. It's all in the links down below, so you don't have an excuse. If you're looking for them, they're all in the description. Brian, any final words before we let these people go?
If Netflix does get Warner Brothers, I could see a Benoit Blanc movie where he is investigating a mystery with the Scooby-Doo gang.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%.
I think that...
I mean, if we're never going to get a Muppets one,
yeah,
that's perfectly fine. That's a good side.
That is ripe for glory.
Yeah, 100%.
Just imagine what could be.
Absolutely.
And I'll take it in the animated format as well.
Oh yeah, you'd have to.
Yeah,
you'd have to.
I think just him all of a sudden, this serious character stepping into this like wacky,
and him again never acknowledging that it's weird.
No,
like he just has to be 100% serious.
Yeah, wishful thinking.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, David.